10 facts about Liverpool you didn't know. Imagine being crazily in love with a city despite knowing just a little about it. What then when we learn so many more fun facts about the city? Besides its being the home of the Beatles and a UNESCO World Heritage site, what else did you know about Liverpool? Love to discover fun facts about the city? But there's a challenge. There are more facts about this city than we can possibly cover in a medium video like this. So please, we'll do it together. In this video, we'll show you the 10 facts about Liverpool you didn't know. But if any of them isn't new to you, kindly tell us what you knew about it in the comments section. 10. The city was founded by King John. This is perhaps the best place to start this, the founding of the city. Also known as the villain in Robin Hood, King John founded Liverpool in 1207 when he was the King of England. He worked with King Richard The Lionheart's brother. Does the name sound familiar? It is because of Robin Hood. This fun fact will interest you and might not even be strange to you if you love literature and movies. Back in the early 13th century, attacking the Irish was King John's favourite pastime. In order to do that, he would sail from Chester and needed to pay a tax to the Earl. To evade that tax, he founded his own port city, choosing Liverpool in 1207. 9. Home of the world's only international slavery museum. Did you know that the world's only slavery museum is in Liverpool? Located on Albert Dock inside the Merseyside Maritime Museum building, this museum is one of the best. It is most of all unique in the world. Founded in the early 1900s, it was obviously not to eulogize slavery, but to help appreciate the important role it played in those days in the development of the city during the Triangle Trade. It remains one of the best cultural buildings in the UK that is available to visit. That historical gem always produces poignant exploratory voyages as it examines West Africans and the rich diverse art heritage they brought to Europe as slaves. 8. Liverpool has the most number one hit singles. To hold the world record for most number one hit singles released, Liverpool's bands have produced 56 as of the last check. That's one of the reasons the Guinness Book of World Records named it the City of Pop in 2001. Also in 2015, it was crowned the UNESCO City of Music. The Beatles certainly helped to set the pace for this one, but a variety of other bands and artists have benefited from Liverpool's pop and rock musical traditions. Ever since the 1950s, these traditions have been active. One of the most well-known single hits having links with this city is You'll Never Walk Alone. Through the years, it has evolved into an eternal song for the city, bringing thousands of its fans together. 7. Over 2,500 listed buildings. There are over 2,500 listed buildings in Liverpool, divided into two categories, with 27 being Grade 1 and 85 being Grade 2 structures. Just imagine how rich the history of this incredible city would be and how much fans of British history can learn. Considering the fact that it has nearly 300 years of history behind it, the figure of 2,500 shouldn't be surprising at all. This exquisite infrastructure in Liverpool tells a narrative of its world-class port, which saw its fortunes sink in the 1900s, and how it now enjoys renewed prosperity as an international cultural hub. Among such buildings is the Victorian Albert Dock mentioned earlier. It is the greatest single collection in the country, consisting solely of cast iron, brickwork and stone construction. 6. Europe's longest established Chinese community. Chinese are surely happier with and in Liverpool, as it is known as home to their longest established community in Europe. The city also boasts the largest Chinese arch in Europe and the largest outside of China. The gateway to Europe for international traders, it is also home to the UK's oldest black community. Liverpool's Chinatown has been in existence for hundreds of years. The creation of a Chinese community here was courtesy of the economic linkages existing between China and Britain, then through the harbours of Shanghai and Liverpool. The two most important commerce commodities then were silk and cotton wool. Several great Chinese restaurants and takeout today dot the city, together with a large assortment of Chinese products on the shelves in a number of grocery stores. 5. St. George's Hall was the world's first air-conditioned building. As a city of firsts, the city is the first to have an air conditioner installed in its facility in the United Kingdom. The facility was St George's Hall, located by St John's Gardens. Dr. David Boswell designed the air conditioning system in the building that used to be a graveyard. It was a child of necessity, as the stench produced by the bodies buried in shallow graves nearby became unbearable during hot summer days for people working in the hall. Since closing the windows would intensify the heat inside, something to cool the air was sorely needed. Though not included in the original blueprint, heat and ventilation were proposed, and thus came the air conditioner, taken for granted today in public facilities. 4. Liverpool has the most museums outside of London. When thinking of Liverpool, many folks don't think about museums as an important feature of the city. Little did most people know that the city is home to more museums and art galleries than any other city in the UK, with the exception of London, the unequalled capital. We guess you know this about Liverpool unless you haven't actually had the opportunity to visit any of these museums. But now that you know is the moment. Thanks to their tireless efforts, magnificent exhibits and instructional materials are exhibiting the city and its culture throughout the globe. We now know more about Liverpool than being the most successful footballing city. Some of the city's most prominent national museums are George's World Museum, Walker Art Gallery, Tate Liverpool, and Merseyside Maritime Museum, among others. 3. The best escape room in Liverpool. Lots of modern fun activities to do in the city are unknown to many visitors to Liverpool. Their attention has been grabbed by its plethora of history. In case you need to be told, you can try out one of North West England's best escape room experiences as you explore the awesome experience offered by Escape Live. You see why it is called the best escape room in Liverpool? All you need do is save the world, solve puzzles, and then escape the room. It's surely a great day out for the family as you all work together to beat the puzzle. 2. The world's only street with only cultural buildings. William Brown Street is a street in Liverpool with many facts. Actually, it has more cultural facts than many other cities. Have you ever wondered why it was nicknamed the Cultural District? It's because it's home to only cultural buildings. Thus, it's rightly deferred to as the Cultural Quarter in its informal postal address. It's famous for its concentration of public buildings, including the Walker Art Gallery, Liverpool Empire Theatre, the World Museum, and the Central Library, just to name a few. We have a lot to say about each of these buildings, but it's a story for another day. Please check our video on this channel about reasons to love Liverpool, and you'll learn more about these buildings. But for now, William Brown Street is the only street we know in the world that consists exclusively of such cultural buildings. If you know others, please share it with us. 1. The world's first passenger railway line. Finally, this is a transportation fact about Liverpool you likely have not heard of before today. Oops, we may not be absolute here. We can't contain the expansiveness of your knowledge. But let's ask you, did you know when Liverpool had its first rail line? Take this for free. In September 1830, a passenger railway line connected Liverpool's Crown Street to Liverpool Road in Manchester. That was the world's first ever rail line, and it influenced the development of major rail transportation across Britain. As the first to rely on steam-powered locomotives, it was built by George Stephenson. It was the first to be entirely double-tracked, to use a signalling system, to have a timetable, and to carry mail. Another first occurred in 1893 when Liverpool opened the first overhead railway in the world. This also was the first to engage automatic and electric colour light signals. We've done our bit. It's now your turn. Are there other facts about Liverpool you consider fun enough to share with us? Don't hesitate to kindly share them with us. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.